Hey everyone, welcome to a new game. So this game is with Rough Rider Teddy and the Sanguine Pact. It's all about experiencing both of these new parts of the game. Um, and so this is a longer game. It's going up through the Atomic Era, so we can get that final promotion of the Sanguine Pact. Um, so this was a pretty unique game because it's on a huge map. It's pretty chaotic. I'm wrapping it up right now. Um, Huge map with 11 opponents. Um, we've got Apocalypse mode. We've got Secret Societies mode. Um, and it's all about the Sanguine Pact and getting the vampires and the vampire castles. So definitely a fun game. Definitely not a typical game for me. So yeah, we played on deity, standard speed, Pangaea map, huge. Um, Standard everything else. I went with standard as opposed to like a new world age with lots of hills and mountains because I wanted some flat land to move my armies around. So just kept everything standard here. This is the map seed if anybody wants it down here. So let's go over Rough Rider Teddy's unique abilities, and then we'll talk a little bit about the strategy and how that mixes with the Sanguine Pact. Okay, so Teddy, he gets the Roosevelt Corollary. Units receive +5 combat strength on their home continent, and this is pretty nice. Early on, you're not as worried about getting conquered. Um, so that is definitely a nice bonus, and then you can use that to conquer the first one or two opponents. So envoys sent to city states you have a trade route to count as 2 envoys. This was pretty good. Not, I probably got a few extra envoys that way. Nothing huge. I think the first thing is a little bit bigger. That one's I'd consider that a really nice bonus because your units are stronger than the AIs, even on deity. On deity, you get the 4 -4 combat strength penalty as compared to the AI, but this you get that back +1. And then you get the Rough Rider unique unit with rifling. The Rough Rider comes really late. It gives you extra combat strength when fighting on hills. Um, so it is a pretty interesting unit. I mean, it's very strong. If you're on your own continent, you get the +5, and then if you're on a hill, then it's +10. So you can really rack that up. It has a low maintenance cost too, and then you get culture from kills on your continent. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of the new thing for Rough Rider Teddy. He adopted some of the traits of the generic Teddy, and then he got some new things. And then the generic Teddy kind of became the Bull Moose Teddy, and he got some new things as well. So it's an interesting mix there. All diplomatic policy slots in the current government convert to wild card slots. So that's cool. A little more flexibility there with the policies. +1 diplomatic favor per turn for every wild card slot in their government. That's probably not a huge deal, but can't hurt. They've got the P-51 Mustang, a late game fighter replacement. So I used this one a little bit. It wasn't extremely helpful, but it is a pretty powerful unit. The thing is, when you're at this point in the game, you're pretty close to the final fighter unit. Your science is so high that you're only taking a few turns per tech, and the final fighter is probably only a few techs away. So I don't know about this, but we did use it a little bit. Gains +5 combat strength against fighter aircraft. The AI didn't have any planes when I used these. Has +2 flight range and gains +50% experience. Not a big unit, but the Rough Rider was fun. And then film studio, 100% tourism pressure from this city toward other civs in the modern era. I built a few of those, but again, my strategy is mainly just domination, so didn't that wasn't really consequential. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about my unique strategy here. I I wanted the game to go a long time to get all the promotions for the Sanguine Pact, so I set it up with a huge map, lots of conquering abilities, and then um, so the first promotion in the Sanguine Pact is you get the Vampire, and vampires accumulate combat strength as units are killed adjacent to them, or as they kill units too. So that was really the whole focus, is like keeping my military together, sort of around my vampire, and just trying to take over as many units as possible, um, and accumulate as much strength as possible. I attacked a city state early on, but I didn't finish them off. I wanted to keep them in the game, I decided, but I got to kill a few units that way, and get my vampire a bit stronger. And then I killed a bunch of barbarians early on too. You're limited to +10 with the barbarians, but there's no limit otherwise to the extra strength you can gain from killing other units. It's +1 per kill. So right now, toward the end of the game, I have like an accumulated increase of like +50 something on my strongest vampire. So you can roll over cities, like one turn cities, pretty much, depending on their strength. At least the weaker cities you can. Um, so that's definitely a fun thing. It's a little, I think it's a little overpowered. Uh, you can really abuse the vampires. Um, and then so that's the first promotion. Second promotion, you get access to the vampire castle. So this is a unique improvement, and you can put it anywhere, basically anywhere in your empire. I believe you may even be able to put it outside of your territory. I forget, but the yields go to your capital. So it duplicates the yields of the tiles around it, and then those yields go to your capital. And then when you reach the next promotion level, the third promotion, you get access to a third vampire. You get a second one with the second promotion. Third vampire plus a second castle capacity. And again, the yields, same thing. They go right to your capital. So that's a lot of fun. I'm about to enter the fourth promotion, and that's where you can teleport between castles with your vampires. So definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, it's basically just a standard domination game, going for the best units, focusing on the techs for those units. Your vampires get a base strength equal to the combat strength of your strongest unit. So it's all about, part of the strategy is just focusing on key techs to get the most advanced units possible. And then getting corps and armies helps as well. So let's see. As for wonders, I did build a few wonders. I got Terracotta Army, which is pretty cool. That gives you a promotion for all your existing units. That was really nice, I'd say. That's a pretty powerful wonder. I missed Alhambra, but then I got a few of the other wonders as they were available. Government-wise, I went oligarchy, into merchant republic, into fascism, and then into corporate libertarianism. Fascism gives you the +5 combat strength for all units. Oligarchy gives you +4 for melee units. Yeah, and then just slotting in policy cards are pretty important for military games. There's a lot of different policy cards that can help you. There's production focused cards, there's unit maintenance cards, resource cards, upgrade cards, pillaging cards, loyalty, and then there's some other ones for war weariness and stuff like that. But it's basically pretty straightforward, just conquer everybody. And then I wanted to time it so that I had quite a bit of conquering still left at turn 245 going into the Atomic Era when I unlock the final promotion for the Sanguine Pact. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy.